Wow. Look on the screen. Look on the screen. What do I see? Three degenerates. Dusty Dan. Why is he on the screen? If you saw part A, he's been convicted of RAP of a 9-year-old child. In my opinion, he doesn't deserve to breathe. And he was sentenced to life in prison. Here's Misty Hartman, the wife. I guess you're one of those, stand by your man through thick and thin. She is a sick fool. Convicted of rape. In my opinion, a sick fool. Oh, and don't forget, here's Mama Bear, Linda Annette White. I'm going to get my son out today. He's serving life. He's ruined a life. A 9-year-old innocent child has been violated. He's ruined a life. And how do you know his sick behind doesn't have some kind of disease? How do we know that we don't? So they obviously planned it. Got in the van. Don't forget, they were busting caps, shooting at the cops, the sheriff, the guards. You ain't gonna keep Samuel in there. We getting him out. What kind of woman? And I doubt he's innocent, in my opinion. They no, I believe guilty. What kind of woman would stick with a man? Stick with a man convicted of RAP and a 9-year-old child. Mama the man, is she sticking with her son? We ain't leaving Sammy in there. Let me guess. As for him, I wonder, was he having a heart? Sometimes, you mess with women and children and you get up in a place, things happen to you. Now, hold on. Look at this picture. You see his little hair is kind of thin and out, right? Look. Now look. So this is a before picture. Meathead. Look at him. He looks sick. There's Meathead before picture, head full of hair. Now he's in prison. And you do know the rumor is that when you mess with women and children, those inmates going to be after you. Okay? Sometimes you get what you give. And I thought about that. I said, oh, wow, look at this picture here. Let me try to get back to that. Look at this picture. When the little hairdo went a little bit differently. So I thought about it. He might have got in that prison system, and maybe, just maybe, he was getting that work. Maybe he was getting karma. Maybe karma came your way and took your little hair out today. But the fact is, the wife still hanging on, and his mama, while he's on a work release, a work detail, they come along and bust him out. Came ready, popping shots, came with guns. Then they got away on jet skis. Planning. They obviously planned it. Had to have planned it. Got away on jet skis. So I kind of wonder, maybe he was complaining like a little, oh, what's happened to him in there? Like that video we did where the young man called his mom, got to pay protection money. And she's like, she could hear her son, I guess, being beaten up or being attacked. And that's probably part of it too, for you to hear that, to get you so terrified on the phone that you paid some money. Oh, look right here. So here are the wigs. They planned this. Here are the little wigs. Here's, I guess, where they were staying. Some kind of little RV trailer thing. So the little wigs for the disguise. And then here's a little, have a little army outfit. So they got in the vehicle. Then obviously got in this truck and fled. And then took bow-legged Bubba with him. Why you let her out? I understand a haircut. Let me guess. You probably worried, stressful, probably getting it to work in. Maybe you got what you gave. But this here, convicted of violating a 9-year-old child, as if the thing like DNA can't connect him to it. And yet and still, in the land of ignorance, his wife stood by and his mama too, and then I booked this fool out. Hop into a vehicle, drive away. Hopping on, and then on jet skis. Talk about planning. Mighty funny. So no one could plan to maybe try to say, hey, you realize at some point you're dealing with a sicko and that maybe you need to go ahead and get him some kind of help or notify the authorities, watch the children. A 9-year-old child's innocence been taken away by this trash, and yet and still, again, dusty behavior. Yet and still, two women decide to stand by this man, his wife and his mama, risking their own freedom. I hope they catch all three of them. Anybody seen Dusty Dan, Samuel Hartman, Misty Hartman, and Linda Annette White, his mama? Please turn them in. At this point, I think all three deserve life. All three deserve life. And these two, risk your freedom over this trash. And I guess the child, hey, child's life is disposable. You might hear some still stupid like, well, these things happen, you know. Well, you know, he was drinking. He wasn't in his right mind. You know what I'm saying? So these things happen. No protection for the children. Dusty behavior. Sick, dusty behavior. But as usual, you're going to find some fool mammy to coddle him. In this case here, he got a double mammy whammy, his wife and his mama. A double whammy mammy. And it needs to all be locked up. Talk about planning. Knew when to get the truck there. He's on work detail. He hops in. They come after him, start shooting. Then got the disguises on. By the way, dum-dums, the wigs, they can tell they can get DNA from wigs. Yeah, hair follicles still. They can do that. The camouflage clothing, same thing. Sick. Like I said this in the BC, a dusty is protected when the women and children are not. It's ignorance. Same here on the screen. Ignorance. They will protect the dust bucket man in the land any day of the week. What about the 9-year-old child that's been violated, innocent, stolen? Nightmares. Could have ongoing physical problems, let alone mental and emotional. They don't care. All they care about is Bubba, Samuel Hartman, and a fool woman like this. So don't be surprised she'll be still saying, my husband's sick. And I'm sure for the mama bear, I wouldn't be surprised. Linda Annette White, he can do no wrong. When they found him guilty, you know, kids make mistakes. They will lie to the end and risk their life. That's why it gets to a point when it comes to these mammies. My sympathy card is maxed out. If you hear about these two fool women on the screen getting bopped up, locked up, popped up, I could care less. I could care less. You put yourself in harm's way. You have got to have low self-esteem to support this trash. Gotta look at this. All for him. This trash right here. All for this fight. We getting him out of there today. They's messing with him. They's messing with his biscuits. Playing tickle my butt. He don't like that kind of stuff. I am so done. So anybody, if you see this trash on the screen, please call the East Arkansas Prison, 870-295-4700. Man, maybe even call 911. Turn them in, okay? At this point, it's not just about him. It's about all three. Because who's to say while he's out, he may do it again. he may do it again. How we know these two fools right here might try to do something to lure, to lure him to someone, to lure a child. They busting him out and know what the charges are. How do we know that they won't try to lure some child? That's how a lot of pimps do. They use a female, to address another female, and then next thing you know, you think they're your friends, and then they're introducing you to a pimp man. I hope they find them today. They don't deserve to be free. Again, at this point, I think all three of them, they deserve life. Because people like this here, they are destroyers of lives of young people. And if something happened to these two mammies, Misty Hartman and Linda Annette White, that's how I see in the double whammy mammy, ting tap mammy, something happens to them, I could care less. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Unbelievable. These mammies will risk life and limb. They'll risk their finances, will risk their own freedom. All for these dust buckets. Talk about low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. Just sickening. Anyway, Simply Said here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are. Be safe. Be aware. Why? It's too much dust out there. And I'm out.